On today's episode of the Regression to the Mean podcast, we are going through a full 4-round Superflex Dynasty Rookie Draft. I'm pumped, Aiden. We haven't done this yet. We haven't done a full 4 rounds. I'm very excited. I'm going to take notes. Aiden and I are in multiple Dynasty leagues together. I'm very excited to see where he's drafting these guys so I can snake him. Aiden, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. This is my first time doing one of these this year. It's just come to my attention that you have my 12th pick. I don't remember what trade you got that. I was just looking at this like, when did you get that pick? But no, congrats, man. That's good to see you are carrying the flag for me.
Friend of the program, Chuck Bass, traded it to me.
Yep.
So thank you, Chuck. Okay, so just really quickly here, format: Superflex, tight end premium. If you play in these formats, we applaud you. It's a really fun time. Aiden and I are just going to go pick by pick. Aiden's going to kick things off. 30 seconds per pick. We're going to run through this pretty quick. If you have not yet, subscribe to our channel. You know what to do. Like this video, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and make sure you don't miss any of the content that we're dropping weekly on this channel. So we'd love to hear from you. If you disagree with us, if you like the picks, if you want some advice in your rookie drafts, drop the comments below. We will get back to you. All right, Aiden, you're going to kick things off for us. Who are you taking first overall?
Yep. Don't overthink it. It's Caleb. Dual threat, amazing situation in Chicago. He's 1-1 in Superflex every time.
Yeah, I think that's an automatic pick. Yeah, probably the best rookie landing spot ever for a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
I would not overthink that. Next one, I think there's a debate between Caleb and between Marvin Harrison. If you're wide receiver needy, I don't think there's any problem taking Harrison 101. It's almost just as equally good of a landing spot for the first receiver taken. So I'm all in on Harrison.
Yeah, this is where you can start flipping the coin a little bit. I'm going Jaden probably at 3 personally in Superflex. Again, if this guy, if he's touching 600-800 plus rushing yards and is even an average passer, he's got top 10 upside every year in fantasy. Decent offense there in Washington too. So I'd go Jaden personally at 3.
Not a bad pick. I think there's a big debate between Jaden, between Drake May, Malik Neighbors, looking at you too. But in Superflex Dynasty League, I feel like you got to take a quarterback. Quarterbacks hold their value for so long. When you finally hit on one, it's like striking gold. I'd say receiver being the second most important position. So if I had the 103, I'm taking Drake May, but I'm an outlier. At the 104, I'm comfortably taking May. Don't get cute. Don't trade out. Just take Drake May if you believe in him.
Yep. So now you got Neighbors or you got Rome. I think it's got to be Neighbors. I think he's going to be an alpha day one in that offense. I think Daniel Jones excels at a lot of the stuff he does in terms of short stuff over the middle. So I would go Neighbors. I like Odun, Rome better personally, especially long term, but it's got to be Neighbors ahead of him. So
I think he's going to be Garrett Wilson 2.0, where Garrett Wilson just feasted on volume and didn't do great in efficiency. I do think Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Zach. I love Neighbors in redraft, dude. I'm like all in.
Oh, yeah. Dynasty, I've already got him on a best ball team.
Yeah, me too. I think in Dynasty, you can make the argument that Rome could be the pick. Don't get cute thinking he's buried in the roster. If Odunze is good, he's going to play. He's going to force the issue. He's going to be there in year 2.
Yeah, like year 2 especially, dude's going to pop. This is JJ for me. You could consider Brock. Like, I think the top 7 need to be these 7. It just depends on what order you want them. But, dude, what a situation he's got with O'Connell and a really good supporting cast in Minnesota.
Yeah, it is a great situation. We're in tight end premium in this format, so you could argue Brock Bowers, but Brock Bowers kind of got the opposite landing spot that JJ did in terms of JJ's as clean as it's going to look with Sam Darnold as the backup. Brock Bowers is now competing for snaps with Michael Mayer. I think it's kind of bullish that Michael Mayer will play traditional tight end. Brock Bowers will play more of that slot move tight end. I like it. I think people are kind of hating on it, but I like Bowers there easy at the 101.
Yep. So this will be my first time really going against ADP here. It's Lad McCong. It's Lad for me. In terms of just like the best situation, Worthy's got some path to playing, even with Rashee Rice having issues, and Brian Thomas Jr. 1 has the shoulder, and 2 Christian Kirk ahead of him. Give me Lad. He should be wide receiver 1 this year in LA.
Easy money. I don't want to pay too much up on Worthy, and Brian Thomas the same. Major question marks. I'm going to take the first running back off the board. I think that's pretty easy for me. Taking Jonathan Brooks, great draft capital. path to playing time, 3 down back. Give me Brooks.
There you go. So at this point, I'd still would take a wide receiver. You've got Bo Nix there, but I'm gonna have fun and take a wide receiver. You could really toss a coin here. I'd probably lean Worthy. I want to be tied to Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce's going to be gone soon. Marquise Brown is what he is, and Rashee Rice is pretty good too. But no, Worthy could be awesome. He's just so damn athletic.
Like the Worthy pick there. I think between coin flip, upside player, I like that. Dude, tell me why I'm crazy, but quarterback's the most valuable position in Superflex. Great draft capital. Is going to play probably right away. Has his head coach comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying any of this is true, but like Bo Nix was really good at Oregon. He could be pretty good with Sean Payton. This guy's going to start right away and probably get 2 years. And you're taking like a 112. Give me
getting a
Nix.
starter there is pretty awesome. Man, at this point, I would almost lean Keon Coleman. I think this is a guy that has a much clearer path to playing time, and I don't know. Like, you go either way, but I'm taking Keon Coleman personally over Brian Thomas. Yeah,
I feel pretty comfortable taking Brian Thomas. I'm not the biggest believer in Keon Coleman. Do love his press conferences; they're hilarious. Hope he succeeds, but he's not a great separator, and they're going to go put him at X. I'd rather see him moved in the slot, but they have like their whole team is slot receivers. So I'm probably going to fade Keon Coleman in draft, so I'm going to take Brian Thomas pretty easily here.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool. Now we've got some interesting players here. We're really outside of that first, bucket of players. You've got some fun players, players that aren't going to play right away, quite frankly. I'm going to take Pearsall here. I want to be tied to Kyle Shanahan. I know it's going to take some time before he plays, but if Debo is cut next year and he slots into that role, I love that for Pearsall. I think it's a great long-term play.
Ricky Pearsall off the board. I hate you. This is tough, dude. I don't really want anything to do with Penix. It feels a little early for Benson. Leggett. I guess it's now Leggett. It's not Leggett. I was wrong.
It's a Leggett. Okay, just take your guy here.
I'm going to take A.D. Mitchell. Give me the guy tied to Anthony Richardson. Give me the guy tied to Shane Steichen. I just highlighted that he's my favorite pick in round 2. So yeah, give me Mitchell.
So I'll take Leggett. This is a guy that's going to play right away. I don't know if it's going to work, but they're going to give him plenty of opportunities there. Bryce Young should have a better year too, but at the very minimum, it's going to be him and Deontay Johnson. So no, I'm excited for that one.
I feel like the 206 is a good spot to take a running back. I wouldn't blame you if you took Penix. I'm not going to take Penix with Benson on the board.
I wouldn't take him yet.
I'm not going to take him with Benson on the board. Somebody who I actually think is going to help my dynasty team, where Penix holds value for trades down the road. I want someone who's going to help me tomorrow, and I'm a believer in Benson. So
yeah, I love Benson. That's a guy that I really like. Yeah, I'm still not comfortable with Penix here. He's a late second round pick for me. Couple interesting players here. I don't know, just given who's on the board, I'm probably going with Jalen Polk. I think this is a guy, if you haven't watched our last video yet, should play pretty early there. It's an interesting wide receiver room, but, should get run pretty early, and then we'll be tied to Drake May. So, should build some chemistry together as those two rookies.
I like Polk there. I would have taken Polk there. Yeah. I think I'm gonna take Corum. I think Kyron's still gonna be the alpha. They drafted a Kyron clone. I think Corum could eat into some of his goal line touches. Corum was so good at the goal line, but I think Kyron's the alpha. Corum's gonna step in if he gets hurt, but Kyron gets hurt, man. So I think Corum has some league winning contingent upside in the fantasy playoffs. So I'll take him.
Yeah. So I think this is about a point that's appropriate to take Penix. I'm still not really gonna get any of him in Dynasty. I just don't see him playing anytime soon. But, if anything happens to Kirk, they did draft him quite high. I think late round 2 is where you should be taking him. So for that reason, we'll stop the slide and get Michael Penix off the board here.
I think I'm taking Marshawn Lloyd before I take Michael Penix.
Yeah, it's this is about the pool of players where I'm okay with doing it. The early second just doesn't make sense to me, but neither did drafting him at 8. So
yeah, I'm taking Marshawn Lloyd here. I think he's got a path to being pretty good year 1. Got a big runway if Josh Jacobs flops. Never know if he'll be a full-time player, but damn, he's explosive and forces missed tackles. I feel comfortable taking him here in the
Yeah.
late second.
So this goes against like everything that we say as people, but I'm gonna do the Arthur Smith offense and take Roman Wilson. I think he is gonna play like very early on. It's like just George Pickens and Calvin Austin. Like that wide receiver room is pretty thin. I think he's definitely gonna play day one. It just might be frustrating in that offensive scheme.
I'm not that big of a believer in him as a fantasy player. Pretty big believer in him as like a good football
a good football player, but like
but
someone's got to produce outside of George Pickens there, and I guess you got like Muth too.
I'm not taking Troy Franklin. I'm not taking Jalen Wright. I'm taking a tight end here, second tight end off the board, Ben Sinnott for the Washington Commanders. I had him going in the third round. I'm pretty comfortable taking him here in the second round. So
there you go.
Ben Sinnott off the board.
Yeah,
we're starting the third round. Things are flying.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go get Keegan's guy here, man. Malachi Corley. That's a guy that we really like here as a group. Like, there's a pretty clear path to him being, wide receiver 3 in that offense. Mike Williams gets banged up a ton too. They've been super high on him already since drafting him. So no, I like Corley there at the start of the third.
I thought you were going to take Javon Baker, your dude.
I thought about it.
I like Baker a ton. I'm a big Drake May believer. I think by the end of next year, Baker could carve out himself a really good opportunity to be their big possession wide receiver down the field. I'm a big fan of Baker as a player. I'm taking him easy here in the third round.
I thought I was just going to get him again. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know you'd do it. Here we are. At this point, I'm probably going Jalen Wright. Okay. Again, this is a stash play. I'd like running backs in that offense. This is a hold for sure. Like, this is a hold play. You probably won't get a ton year one, but really athletic guy there, and the Mike McDaniel's offense.
The Mostert replacement.
Exactly.
I'm not fading Devin Achane because of Jalen Wright. With this pick, easy money. I'm taking a high upside player in Jermaine Burton. Excellent production in Alabama in a low passing volume offense. Character concerns, but that's baked in. And gosh, I love that landing spot.
Yeah. So at this point, like we're starting to throw darts a little bit. You've got Troy Franklin, you've got Jalen McMillan, you've got a couple running backs here. I'd probably go Troy Franklin here. I'm okay with that. Really like the athletic profile. There's not too many people ahead of him, especially with Judy gone out there now. So we'll see. I think he could be able to carve out a role, but could take a little while.
We're going back-to-back Broncos here. Running back all the way at this part of the draft. Got to go with value. There's some upside with Kamani Vidal at some point in year one, but I mean, Audric Estime is a hell of a running back here. I think he could be a good early down player for this Broncos offense. 5th round draft pick.
Here we go. Nice. I'm going to take another wide receiver here. I like Jalen McMillan personally. Mike Evans is nearly done. Signed a 2-year deal. As he ends up playing both of them. Chris Godwin's still pretty good there, but they don't really have a steady wide receiver 3. Could find his way to playing time, as early as this year, which I like.
This one is immediate playing time versus how I believe in them as a talent. I think at this point in the draft, though, I got to go with immediate playing time, even though I love Bucky Irving. I'm just going to have to take Kamani Vidal, who has a outside chance to be the number 1 running back for the Los Angeles Chargers, who project to be a very run-heavy team. Vidal's a good player, so I feel great about scooping him up at 308.
Yeah. So we're really down into the trenches here. I'm going to go with tight end, though. I'll take Jatavian Sanders. I think this is a fun pick. Super athletic guy to the University of Texas. Again, some young pieces to put around Bryce. And, at the end of the third round, start throwing a tight end. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, 4th round pick, really productive. Didn't test very well, but, Canales, I'm a big Canales fan on this podcast, so I like Sanders there. I'm taking Bucky Irving. What's funny is that I love Rachaad White, but Rachaad White's not the most amazing pure runner, but he's got a great build. He's a great receiver. Where Bucky Irving's like a really good in between the tackles runner. There's like a weird opportunity for Bucky Irving to like take snaps from Rachaad White.
For sure,
he's that talented, but Rachaad White's pretty good, much bigger. So we'll see. But I like Bucky Irving there. It's a big swing.
Yeah. I'll go with Braylon Allen here. You obviously don't love Brees ahead of him, but again, this is an offense that should be fun, and ideally he gets some touches, like just uber productive in college. So interesting running back throw there at the end of the third.
I'm not leaving a single dynasty rookie draft without Malik Washington. It's not happening. He's going to the fourth round. I'm willing to pay up at the end of the third. Easy money. Malik Washington, slot receiver, projected for the Miami Dolphins. Ultra productive player that fell in the sixth round because of medical concerns, but this guy is really good at football. I mean, he's my favorite sleeper in dynasty rookie
Yeah,
drafts.
yeah. I'm gonna go with Tez Walker here. You've got two very firm like wide receivers ahead of him there, but outside of Bateman and our guy Zay, who knows? Maybe he's a wide receiver 3 come year's end.
I really like Dylan Laube, the running back for the Raiders. 6th round pick, was ultra productive as a wide receiver. Played in FCS, so not in D1. But my goodness, this guy is a talented wide receiver. Like out of the backfield, he really has some really special upside as a pass catcher. And we'll see. Zamir White is a 2-down thumper. Laube could immediately be in that pass catching role.
Yep. Again, we're really deep in here. I'm gonna go with Luke McCaffrey. They don't really have a firm wide receiver 3 with the departures of Curtis Samuel, so I'll take a dart throw here. Pretty fun college tape, a little McCaffrey brother there. So I don't know, it could be a fun one.
This guy could be the goal line back for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that's Josh Allen, but this guy is 25 years old. Really, really good college tape, but he's 25 years old. But I really like Ray Davis. That's an easy pick for me.
Yeah, there you go. Man, we're pretty deep into here. We're pretty deep. I'll go with Brendan Rice here. Pretty thin Chargers wide receiver room. Excelled under Caleb Williams in college, but maybe carves out a role there. There's not a lot of competition.
I'm going to take the 49er speedster, who was taken in the 4th round. Bit of a surprising pick for Kyle Shanahan. They double dipped at wide receiver. I think this is for them atoning for their Danny Gray sins. But Jacob Cowan, really good college tape, really good college production at U of A. People really like him as a route runner. Interesting player. I don't know if he ever becomes anything, but Kyle Shanahan, wide receiver, why not?
Yeah, who do we got left here?
Shipley, Johnson, Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, I just don't see any upside with Shipley. I don't really get that one there. I'll go with Theo Johnson. Again,
Athletic
not
freak.
a lot of weapons there. Yeah, an absolute freak there in New York. So, no, I like Theo. Yeah, dude, I don't get Will Shipley. Like, I just don't see him doing much.
I don't see it either. I don't think Johnny Wilson's going to play tight end. He's actually kind of a good wide receiver. He outproduced Keon Coleman. No path to playing time for Wilson, though. Like, literally not.
Yeah.
This guy's
I just don't see it. And then I guess I'll take Isaac Garendo, absolute speedster. Shanny's addicted to the late running backs with speed. So, maybe somewhere down the line, this is a guy that, makes it around the field, but yeah, I don't know. It's a dart throw.
I feel like I got to take Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to go off the board. 4th quarter, 7th quarterback that went in the real draft. I think Derek Carr is going to play for the next 2 seasons, but Rattler put some pretty good throws on tape, has the pedigree as a high school 5-star recruit. Worst ways to burn a 410, in my opinion. Why not take the most valuable position in Dynasty?
Can you scroll back up there to all the players?
Yeah.
Let's see who I'm going to take with my final pick here. Man, I just don't really love many of these players. I just don't think any of these guys are really going to play.
You're going to take your guy, Tracy?
Yeah, I'll take Tyrone Tracy, actually. That's a good call out. I kind of forgot about him down there.
He's hiding, bro.
Yeah, that's hiding. A guy that actually could play.
Tyrone Tracy, running back for the Giants, converted wide receiver, played in Iowa, became a running back. Fun story. He's got some juice. He really does. Last pick in the draft, do I get cute here? I like Jaheim Bell, potential tight end for the Patriots. I think I'm going to take Eric All. Eric All was a 5th-year senior.
Yeah.
He played at the University of Iowa, 4th-round pick, good quarterback. I don't know, man. This is the last pick of a rookie draft. I kind of just have to take a swing, see what happens. But Eric All,
you're in the 4th round already, man. Like, why not?
Wow, that was fun. Anything stand out to you? about this,
Yeah,
4-round rookie draft?
I actually think Rattler will probably go a little sooner. I kind of forgot about him. Like I don't think it's crazy that Rattler could end up playing at some point this year. Derek Carr was awful. Sure they have him under contract, but like I don't think it's crazy to think he ends up playing. So quarterback that late. Then there is just so many wide receivers. This like we knew this was a wide receiver class, but like you just look at all the blue, especially early on.
It's
But then even
crazy,
in
man.
like even in the middle rounds, man, guys like again Malik Washington, Javon Baker, Jermaine Burton, like there's still some really good talent in the third round. I think it's a good year to have third round picks. It's deeper for sure. I think so. This was fun. No, this was a good
Yeah,
exercise as we start to kind of fine tune that drafting muscle. As drafts are going to start coming up. If you're in dynasty leagues, you're like you should be drafting this month, really.
you should.
Sure, you can do
You
it.
should.
Once you get to training camp and stuff, but like for dynasty leagues, you really should be doing it now.
Yeah, I think there'll be a big question at the front of the draft. If you have, the 104, 105, do you take Drake May or Jaden Daniels, or do you just take Malik Neighbors? That's the question
Yeah,
between Daniels and May, and then May and Neighbors. That's a big one for me. Odunze, the 6. Like, you take Odunze over
fire.
McCaffrey. I think I'm all over Odunze. I think people are underestimating how talented he is, and if he's really good, he's going to force the issue. He's going to play. Like it's
I
going to
agree.
happen. So,
I agree.
man, look at those wide receivers. The first 5 picks of the second round were all wide receivers, which tells you some good running backs may fall to you. Like Benson and
For sure,
Coleman
dude.
Lloyd might be really good, dude. Like, and
Yeah,
they're just getting pushed back because of these wide receivers. So the end of the second round, early third, you could get some good players at the running back position. And Ben Sinnott is interesting too at tight end.
yeah. No, I'm excited. I know this draft got a lot of crap outside of like the wide receivers and top QBs, but there's some guys later on that could make an impact. As soon as this year on your rosters.
Well, Aidan, thanks for hopping on and doing this 4-round rookie mock. If you have any call outs, if you disagree with any pick or you have rookie questions, drop in the comments below. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time.